Carla, did the people in the back get a handout? Okay. Thank you for helping me with that. Okay, we got about another minute. One thing I will ask is if you have a computer, please get that out and logged in.
Is BFF version on here best friend forever version?
Sorry?
Halfway down the first page, the BFF version.
Yeah.
Best friend forever.
Yes. Just kidding. Never mind. I'm thinking of the room I'm in. I'll it's my foot twisted right on my scar, so it feels like I just had surgery all over again. It's crazy. Lots of ice, lots of elevation. That's what I thought. Make sure everyone can do what? I'll get you there. Okay, hide video panel, hide floating meeting controls. You guys like your little handouts? Okay. Okay, before we get into the literal things, first I just want to show you all where you can access your Gemini account. Okay? Gemini, great question. Gemini is Google's ChatGPT. Okay? You all have KW email accounts, correct? Or you all have a Gmail account. Your KW account has this in there, but you just need a Gmail account and it's going to be the same process for whichever. But what you want to do, you're going to come and click your little Google Apps and should look something like this. We are going to scroll down to Gemini. There's a couple extra handouts up here. Right? Say hey. Right? Me too. Yep. That's what today is all about. It looks like a little gem. Or like a little star. Is everyone on Gemini? Okay. And so what I can tell you all right now is this class, which we'll cover at the end, but this is going to be a multiple session kind of course. So today it's really just going to be showing you guys the advantage of AI and what you can be doing with it. Next time it's going to be talking about like importing MLS data and doing it at that level. If we started that off today, you guys are going to hear about 2 minutes of it and be too scared to use it from here on out. So just the basics. So the AI advantage. Okay. So today our overall goal, we are going to demystify AI, show its immediate relevance to real estate, and introduce the power of generative AI with your hands-on basic prompting. For me, if you guys know how old I am 25. I have grown up inside this tech boom. I was 6 years old making CDs on LimeWire. I've always been obsessed with technology. I live for it. To anything AI today, I'm obsessed. But pretty much my main job, yes, I do some recruiting, but it's really simplifying AI into the Market Center, Google Workspace, Command, DocuSign, Dotloop, you name it. But today we're going to supercharge your business with AI, Gemini specifically. Okay, so the agenda. So what is AI? Why AI in real estate now? Current AI applications in real estate. Introduction to generative AI versus your basic prompt engineering. Ethical considerations, and then any questions, ahas, and then our next couple classes that you guys can expect after this one. Cool? Yes.
What is the difference between Gemini and ChatGPT?
They're owned by two different companies.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
So Gemini and ChatGPT are constantly competing on trying to get in with Apple and get in with all of the bigger things.
Okay.
They're just two competitors, really. They're in very different parts. ChatGPT used to be my pride and joy. My brother works for Gemini, so I should have been using Gemini from the beginning, but I was using ChatGPT just because I think it's ahead of the game. But as of a couple weeks ago, OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, they agreed to a thing with the government where they are now allowed to give all of our data that we're inserting into ChatGPT to them. And it just hasn't been working that great lately. I don't know if it's over usage of it or what, but it's not what it was months ago. So now I'm in Gemini, and I was able to download all my data from ChatGPT, and it was terrifying what I pulled. If you guys are familiar, you can use like voice chat and even video chat with AI now to help you figure out what kind of tree this is, or what is this stain on my floor from? So when I downloaded all my data, it had all of those video recordings, all of my voice memos. It was terrifying. And Gemini does not capture all of that. It had every single photo way safer. And I asked Gemini straight up, I was like, what are you about to be taking from me? And I was like, we're only going to take the content that you are giving us to learn about you or to better the system. But yeah, that is a very new thing with ChatGPT. It's very under the radar. If you Google it, it pops up. If you're just scrolling on your phone, you're not going to see any news about it. That's just my little tidbit.
When you have a regular Gmail account, you'll have access to it.
Yeah.
All fully, as
Yep.
well as Kellerwood. We don't get any, there's no difference in the kind of network access to.
There is. So through KW, it is a corporation type of thing. So
Okay.
if you guys get on your personal Gmail accounts, you're going to start noticing that little Gemini symbol in a lot of different spots.
Okay.
It now is showing up in your personal emails to summarize your emails. It's writing you emails. Keller Williams hasn't allowed that integration in yet, just because then that's getting into your guys' real estate personal data information. So they haven't turned that on yet, but you do have the Gemini platform. Yeah, good question. Okay, so what is AI, right? So AI is simply computers learning patterns and performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. I really love this quote. It's by the CEO of Google. The future of AI is not about replacing humans, it's about augmenting human capabilities. And that is one of my favorite things. A lot of people, they're fearful that AI is going to take their jobs, we don't need it. And that may be true. AI might take some jobs. And a lot of companies are moving towards that idea really quickly, saying, oh, we don't need a marketing designer person because we have AI. But you still need that human point into your marketing, in your thing. So what we're seeing, companies might be firing people and using AI, but they're going to end up going back and hiring a person that's going to be able to leverage AI to make their job even better. Okay? So like I said, there's two types of different AI. We have machine learning, which is data-backed training connections. Then you have generative AI, which is going to be more prompt-based, creative, original content. So that's what's going to help you come up with those social media captions and smart plan layouts and things like that. Okay, so why AI in real estate? So why you should care about it is because it offers a massive advantage in today's competitive real estate landscape, especially in the Cincinnati area, really all over. But the purpose of this is to optimize your time and your resources in these specific areas. So time, personalization, and insights. We'll get to that live demo in a minute. I want to go over a couple of these. So efficiency. Who here has used AI for anything so far? And I'm talking to make you a grocery list, anything. Okay, so everyone.
I made home work.
Fun.
I know, it's so cool.
Okay, love that. For your clients or just
Yeah,
for fun?
for clients.
So smart. Okay, I love that. So you guys know, it's no joke that it does genuinely save you a lot of time. But where people beginning stage of using AI, you might disagree with that because you don't know the specific prompts. You might not like what it says, so you pretty much rewrite the whole thing yourself, right? The idea is supposed to save you countless hours on all of those repetitive, mundane tasks. So your listing descriptions, your offer emails, your brainstorming your social media posts that paralyzes you all into not posting at all. Prospecting, nurturing leads, building deeper client relationship. It's gonna help you free up those productive ideas and make this simpler for you. And then we have your personalization aspect. So it can help tailor your communication specifically to you. So a lot of people, I don't want to send an email that sounds like a robot. I don't want a social media post that sounds like a robot. There's an extra handout up here if you could come grab it. You know my foot. I don't like people thinking that. Someone over the weekend stared right at me and was like, can someone get me a drink? I was like, I can't. Sorry. But personalization. So a lot of people complain about AI sounding too robot-y. What a lot of people don't use is you can upload your old listing descriptions that you wrote yourself. You can insert in your old emails and you can have the AI start to learn your language and the way you speak to your people. So you may look at your packets and realize everything is lowercase. I don't have anything uppercase in there. That's because Gemini knows about me is I don't like uppercase letters. Gemini wrote that entire packet. BFF and all. Okay.
Says, because girl.
But if I just had it check this, I had to obviously insert in what I was going to teach today for it to create that. If I just said create me a manual and gave it to you all, and it actually is talking about Florida, I didn't do my job as the human in this AI relationship. That's where you need a human. We can never just trust that AI is going to do it all, right?
What is that? You're literally
I'll cut and paste, I'll upload,
and you'll tell it this is something I've written.
yeah, this is something I've written before. This is a past offer email I've sent before. Can you make sure that you mimic any future offer emails in this kind of language or tone? And we'll practice that. We're going to actually get into it and practice it today. And then data insights, which like I mentioned at the beginning, it's going to be a session 2 kind of thing. But AI can crunch the numbers, spot trends in market data far faster than you maybe can. I don't know. But it gives you a deeper, more current understanding of your local market conditions, allowing you to advise clients at a higher level. You could even take that one step further. And if you know that your client likes to be spoke to in this way, maybe they're more analytical and want just the numbers, maybe they want the pretty words surrounding the numbers, you can tell AI that, and it's going to be able to tell you how to perfectly communicate to your client in the way that they need to be communicated to, so they're fully understanding what you're delivering. And then the competitive edge. So simply put, agents embracing AI will have a significant competitive advantage over those who don't. Because it's not about AI replacing you. It's not going to replace you unless you allow it to replace you. Now is the time to get hands-on with it and learn how to leverage it, versus all of the people that aren't learning to leverage it right now, they're just fearing it's going to replace them, but it's only going to replace someone that can't do what it can do. So we're learning how to use it to make us, we're needed because we know how to use AI to help us do even more in our 24 hours. Okay? Yeah, I love this quote. AI empowering you to be more efficient, more effective, more insightful, and ultimately more successful. Okay? So we're going to stop talking, and now we are going to look at how agents and beyond are already using this tech. So we're going to do a live demo. So who enjoys writing their listing descriptions? That's right. Let me delete this out of here. Right? It's just not the best. So what I want you all to do, we all have Gemini pulled up, right? Cool. Okay. So first thing, and you guys might have some prompts in your manual, I'm not recalling. But what we want to do, we're going to do Google Gemini, and we want to say, let's say we have a new listing, a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-level home. This is giving me a Northern Kentucky example for Crescent Springs. Someone give me a neighborhood that we could use. Okay. So I'm going to write in here, I accidentally just hit submit. I'm going to write a, and please do this with me, write a compelling and evocative property description. Yep. That was AI, not me. Oh, I just lost my spot. Property description for 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-level home in Madisonville.
Search and just say write a property description.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Walk me through that. So when you're looking.
On their website, or if you even have like some other reference to this property, you can just take the URL, paste it in, and say write a property description about this specific property.
Let's try it. Who has a house maybe that they can give me to use for this?
373 Donegal. Is that Hamilton? Yeah.
Don what?
Donegal, Donegal. Okay, there it is.
Okay, so you said that you would copy this link.
Yeah, I tried the link, or you can just copy like some of the property descriptions.
Let's try the link just out of curiosity.
Auditor's site, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say write a compelling and evocative property description. I'm still going to put this in here to help. 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-level in Madisonville. We want to. Okay, we want to target young families. Now, obviously, you can't literally say that in a description, right? Yeah, yeah. Be sure to double check for NAR compliant. You want to, a lot of people speak to AI like it is not a human or a child even. You want to explain, if you want it to do something, tell it what to do and it will do it.
My prompt used to be really not with NAR compliant.
All right. Have we all entered in something here? We all should be getting a prompt. Okay. I did. I copied the auditor link. I said I needed a compelling and evocative property description for in Madisonville. We want to target young families. Be sure to be NAR compliant. Discover your family's new beginnings in vibrant Madisonville. Nestled on a welcoming street in the heart of Madisonville, this charming residence offers perfect canvas for your family's next chapter. Imagine sun-drenched mornings and peaceful evenings in a neighborhood celebrated for its community spirit and accessible conveniences. Step inside to a thoughtfully designed layout that balances everyday functionality with comfortable living. Spacious common areas flow seamlessly, providing ample room for playtime, homework sessions, and gathering for family meals. Da 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 da. Madisonville offers an abundance of resources and activities for family. Enjoy easy access to local parks, green spaces, community centers, perfect for weekend outings and making lasting memories. NAR compliance notes. That's just telling us what it did.
Real details about the actual.
Do you want to rewrite this broader, say, details from this link?
Okay, so, okay, but this is a good note. So, everyone, if you heard Carla's suggestion here, you're right, it doesn't really say anything about the specific property. So we may want to make sure it's going to use information about the actual property so people can understand how many bedrooms does this have, things like that.
I did that. I said, write a link in about the property description, all of the things. Be sure to use NAR compliance.
Yep.
And when I submitted that, it said, I cannot access external links for specific property information.
Okay. So that's within your KW account. So then what you would do, I'm just gonna copy and paste it. You can take a screenshot of this and upload it.
Instead of the link.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's okay. Say, I'm gonna apologize. Oops, sorry, bad link. Use this info, please. Ugh. My fingernails are making me hit enter. My bad. Use this. Oh. I'm just pasting it. Go crazy, girl. Go nuts. Okay, there we go. Okay, I have all the information I need now. So then it's going to say, nestled on a generous acre lot, the spacious 4-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom residence at 3733 Donegal Drive offers an exceptional opportunity for young families seeking comfort, space, and a vibrant community. Built in 1965, this home boasts 9 total rooms. Is that true? Thoughtfully designed to accommodate bustling family life and quiet personal retreats. Okay. Did you all get a good response back to your prompt? Please be doing it because this is how you will learn to use it, and this is the time now for the AI to start learning your language.
So if like let's say they need something out, like there's a quote, you can only say, would you please rephrase that and add?
Yep.
there's a quote.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, summarize.
What if you put in, if you loaded the photos
Uh-huh.
of the house, from the listing, and said create tell it to create a listing description based on all the photos.
Yep, it could do that as well. Yep. But then obviously it wouldn't have the specifics.
Yeah, I wanna have.
I mean, it can read a photo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's the links where it could get a little finicky, but photos, it does it all day, for me anyway. It can create photos as well. Now, ChatGPT does that at a way higher level than Gemini does at the moment. Gemini can, but it's still under like a lab thing, so it's not perfect. Personally, anytime it's suggested to make me a graphic, I think it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in the world. My ChatGPT graphics are perfect. Yes, they're amazing. Well, it doesn't matter because we're not using them. We're using Gemini, but I always have it now. So for this, like if you guys saw the newspaper thing that came out yesterday or today in your guys' text messages, I had Gemini walk me through how to format it, the colors to use. It told me what to do pretty much. But ChatGPT should just do it for me, which was really nice, but we'll get there.
Like, you also have, I don't know, I'm just good at descriptions in my current listing, they have a whole bunch of stuff that are there. It says that there's a salon and pool, it says that there's an elevator, attendant, or like.
So then this is a time for you to go, please recheck my current description for accuracy because you've added in multiple things that are inaccurate. You tell it. AI is your assistant. You would not walk away from your assistant after she turns you in this wrong listing description. You're going to be like, no, this is wrong, go back and fix it and then give it back. AI will go, yes, sir. Thinking. What about this one? Nope, still terrible, awful. Okay, what about this one? You just have to boss it around.
Before we can tell you something.
Well, that's what I learned, is like, you have to.
Yesterday, I was struggling, well, I'll tell you. So I wanna make a comment real quick, because yesterday I was struggling really bad with, how to word everything, because my client, I feel, is, I don't want her to take over, like, what the process is, and she's kind of trying to do that. So in that scenario with that kind of person, I'm like, okay, I need to give this lady step by step. Like, this is what to expect next, I will be there at this time, do that, so I had a whole thing, I just wrote it like all my thoughts. I was just like, I'm thinking this, and I need to tell her this, and like everything I was just thinking, I was like, can you put this in an email? And then it totally categorized, it was like, okay, hey, next steps. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, and then like bullet pointed everything. Blown away.
I love that. Yep. Yep. It's amazing. I've used it as my astrologer. My astrologer.
Tell me the future. I'm so sorry I have to leave.
That's okay. All good.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Mariah, are you having troubles back there? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
The more you use it, like, well, I'll use it to assist, for social media. posts.
Yeah.
I want these posts to be genuine, but not too pushy, but I'm like,
Right.
this way, but that way, and say this.
That's actually the next demo that I want you all to do. So again, yep. All right, so what I want you all to type in here now, is everyone still with me? Okay. I'm feeling a lot of people going away mentally. Okay, ready? Okay, so I want everyone to type into Gemini. We are going to write me a short, engaging social media caption for an open house this Saturday. Okay. Let me see what else this says. For an open house. Where did I just jump to? I'm trying to think of what exactly I want to say. Open house this Saturday at 123 Main Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, from 12 to 2 p.m. Okay? But then also, before I submit this, and it's okay if you guys already did, you can add it after, I'm going to say, please include emojis and relevant hashtags to the Cincinnati market. So this is kind of an advantage that ChatGPT does not have over Google. Google runs the internet. Google is ad spend. Google is where you want to be running ads. So Google, its AI is probably where you want to ask, what hashtags do I need to be using? What are the best code words for me to be putting in my social media posts where it's getting clicks, it's getting recognized? So this is done. So write me a short, engaging social media caption for an open house this Saturday at 123 Main Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, from 12 to 2 p.m. Include emojis and relevant hashtags to the Cincinnati market. I'm submitting. It's going to give me a couple options to choose from. Option 1 is enthusiastic. Open house alert this Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. Come explore 123 Main Street in Cincinnati. Discover your dream home in the Queen City. Don't miss out. Hashtag Cincinnati Home, Cincy Real Estate, Open House, Cincinnati Living, Home Sweet Home. Benefit focused. Looking for your next move in Cincinnati? Join us this Saturday. Da, 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 da. Direct and engaging. Mark your calendars. Open house at 123 Main Street, Cincinnati this Saturday, 12 to 2.
Now, did you tell it to give you different tones?
I did not.
Okay, mine just gave you just one specific.
Sometimes it does. So then in that,
I've got that before too, it has like, you want to go.
I think it just depends on its energy. So then if you're like, that's not my favorite tone, can I have a couple more options? And then it'll give you a pool of options. Okay. Love it. Okay. So then from here, okay, now this is not on my sheet, but what I want it to say, so now I have some open house social media posts, right? Now I'm gonna say, today is Tuesday. Give me, please be doing this with me, give me a social media campaign from now until my open house to drive attendance. Give me a social media campaign from now until my open house to drive attendance. Yeah, absolutely. And I do always say what day it is. So like I told it, today is Tuesday, because sometimes it will think today is Monday or Sunday. I don't know. But okay, so social media campaign, it's going to make it look all pretty. Campaign goal is to maximize attendance at this open house on Saturday. Our key messaging themes are anticipation and excitement, so we're going to build buzz around it. Convenience, highlight the ease of attending. Benefits, what will visitors gain by coming? And then call to action, clear instructions on what to do next. Platform strategy, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and then it's going to give you your entire schedule and ideas for every single day leading up to your open house. Are you guys seeing anything different?
I've got the Tuesday, the teaser, and what the goal is, and the visual.
A visual, some hashtags.
Saying like a house,
Yep.
the caption is the Wednesday has like the sneak peek, has what the goal is, visual should be a 15 to 30-second video. It has the caption for describe the house. Then Thursday, lifestyle book, so back to home, this is the lifestyle community. It has the suggestion for visual and caption. Yes,
It's pretty cool, right? It even like it gives you like on mine for Tuesday when I make my post, it also tells me to make a Facebook event for it. And then by Thursday, it wants me to do a post a reminder in your Facebook event. Go on Instagram Live, do a story countdown. Just cute ideas to get you engaged that like you're not having to think about, right? That's a great question. So yeah, that's an option. So you could copy this, throw this into a Google Drive. But if you're like, I don't want to just start having a bunch of random stuff, I'm just going to go up here and click this new chat button. And all of my chats are going to be saved over here. Yep. And you can rename these. So like I could rename this and I can just call this. If you want to just have specific chats for each property, I'm going to call this chat 123 Main Street.
So I can go back and.
Yeah. You can even go back in 123 Main Street. Okay, this has all of our social media campaigns and everything. And then say, my buyer just put in an offer. What can I do on social media for pending? So what I just asked it, so I jumped back into my 123 Main Street Gemini folder. I'm gonna make this go away because I don't know what's in there. And then it's gonna say, you've got an offer, congrats, that's fantastic news. Here's a few options for a pending social media announcement. So campaign goal, announce the properties under contract, celebrate the success, and subtly show expertise and demand. You can ask it to make the most hateful listing description you've ever read in your life. But it can do anything. But that's what you want it to say, like, help me get the most attention possible on this listing.
Do you know what I just learned?
What? Sometimes it gives you emojis, but I love to do emojis, so I always tell it, but sometimes it'll do it without it, but yeah, it's a good thing. The hashtags as well. I always like to say Cincinnati market focused because then it'll give you, for me, like it'll do like hashtag Tony Jenkins Homes. And I love you all. Make your own hashtags, but truth bomb, no one is looking at your hashtag. Unless you are maybe Gary Keller, but I don't even think people are looking at Gary Keller's hashtag. They're using them. You said what? Hashtags, yes. Your own independent specific hashtag? No. Cincinnati homes, real estate careers. Yep. Hashtags are still very much. Or to give you an idea, if like okay, so using that example, so Mariah looks into hair a lot. So Facebook is going to recommend her content that is being found through those hashtags. So she might not even be looking for Cincinnati hairstylist, but because she often does, Facebook's just going to show her something with that hashtag in it. It's just going to help with visibility pretty much. But so are you guys starting to see the quickness and ease of this? I mean, if you need a Facebook post, boom, copy, Facebook's over here, done, right? Obviously, double check it, but should be right. Yeah. If you want this to build you, I'm in the process of building a, not on the KW Gemini, but I'm in the process of building my own app and building a game. And Gemini's helping me do that. So it's giving me all the coding, it's telling me what I need to do. Yeah. It's very cool. I'm obsessed. I would not know the first thing about coding if I didn't have this doing it for me. Okay, and then there's things like lead generation and nurturing. So beyond content, AI powers things like chatbots on your website, your Facebook page. So having a 24/7 assistant answering common questions from potential clients, qualifying leads, and even scheduling appointments for you while you're asleep, AI can help you draft those personal follow-up emails and messages being sent to your people. Okay, so market analysis is going to be that next big thing. So I'm going to need a couple things from you all if you can't pretend. But so in the next one, we're going to talk about market data from our MLS to quickly spot trends. We could even build them into your listing presentations or buyer presentations, kind of thing. We want it to be able to help us predict shifts and understand hyperlocal market conditions. So this is going to give you a data-driven edge in advising your clients. So AI is my administrative assistant to a whole other level. What I was going to tell you at the beginning, actually, I think I did tell you all what I'm using AI for. So what I did, and I don't recommend this, because I'm not allowed to recommend it. But for those of you that do not have a KW Maps Coach, I was able to create my own Maps Coach within AI using what they call gems. So if you guys notice over here, oh, this is not my personal account, but you have a thing called gems. And Explore gems, and gems are going to be specific AI things that are only going to give you some, it's going to be easier for me to explain. So my KW Maps Coach, I created a job description for my Maps Coach, and I also gave it my job description. I gave it exactly how I wanted it to speak to me. I wanted my high accountability, all of it. So I did all that, I uploaded, and I first said hi, and it said, let's cut right to it. Why aren't you recruiting 30 people a month? And I'm like, it said, now don't give me a whole list of reasons. Give me the number one bottom line bottleneck of why this isn't happening. I said, well, people, they're just not taking their exam. And it was like, that sounds like a you problem, not a them problem. What are you doing to encourage these people to take and pass their exam? Drilling me. Yeah, drilling me.
Make mine more encouraging.
Which you can. Jenna did that for hers. I had Jenna do it as well. And then I said, I want to hold myself at a high accountability. I want to meet with you for 30 minutes a week, just like Real Math Coaches does. It said, okay, send me some days and times that work for you. I said Monday at 8 or 11 work, or I could do Thursday at 4. Perfect. Just sent you a calendar invite for Monday at 8 a.m. But it sent me a calendar invite. I didn't do it. It created a calendar on my calendar. It was crazy. It looks like I have a literal coach. But I've created another one I did was I created, which is really good for you. So this is going to be in a couple sessions. I'm just giving you some previews. I created a Cincinnati Genius gem. And so I created that because I don't live in Cincinnati. For those of you that don't know, I drive Dayton. But so I don't really know anything about Cincinnati. I've been here all my life, but like I don't know like the restaurants to go to or anything like that. And Travis got to watch me use this last week. But I created the Cincinnati Pro that's going to help me give you all recommendations for your clients on the best closing spot for your luxury clients. What's the best wine caterer that you can bring into a client event or broker open that you're hosting? So like if you guys need recommendations on certain areas, you can build up this AI gem that's only going to know anything about the Cincinnati market and restaurants or whatever you want it to do. So for this, you guys can literally create yourself an AI assistant that's going, you can create a job description. I want you to know this, 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 and this. And then it's going to hold you accountable. Like my coach, I have to show up next Monday with a list of my current pipeline and who I've talked to and who I haven't. Does that make sense? This is text. Voice is coming soon, and that will be scary. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, I know.
You can do voice for normal chat, but it's the gems that don't allow you to have that voice part. Okay?
So did you use a pre-made one, like the gem?
I created it. I did new gem.
Okay.
You get, so this is what it looks like. So you give your gem a name and then you give it instructions. So this says you are a horticulturist. What is that word? Horticulturist with a background in natural lawns and native plants, and you help people plan low water gardens. Take into account location, weather, and what plants are native to the area. You are knowledgeable, casual, and friendly. And it's going to do that. Knowledge, these are where you're adding files and uploading things. So like my dad wants me to make him one where I'm going to upload an entire car manual in here so he can just ask the AI quick questions and it's going to just study that manual and be able to give him quick answers to it. He just loves cars. Yeah. Isn't that insane? Right. Yeah. You could even, that's when then you could take a picture and be like, this little piece, I can't figure out where to find a replacement. It's going to scan that book really quick, look for that exact piece, and then possibly even give you a link to order your new one. It's insane. Literally insane. You can duplicate yourself and 5 more of you. It's nuts. But yeah, so that market analysis, we got way off, but that whole market analysis is going to be able to help you do that. It's going to be able to draft those professional emails to contractors and summarizing long HOA documents, brainstorming ideas for client appreciation events, all of it. You're going to be able to get that done within seconds. I have been able to maximize what I can do in a day because of AI. It's helped me build slideshows. It's helped me create graphics, you name it.
And you basically upload a say order broker's contract and say,
Yep.
I'm in 2-3 Main Street, write me up the purchase contract. 7 days inspection.
Now, I don't know if it could do that just yet. Yeah, it could extract timelines. It could filling out a contract. I don't know. I don't even know if I would do that. I don't think I can advise that on YouTube. No, no one's allowed to do that.
You can share how you took the info from MLS.
Take the info. Yeah.
Put it in there and then it just spewed out what it said basically.
Yes. Or what I would maybe do is upload that contract, upload all the information I have separately. So here's the contract, here's all the information. Help me fill that out.
Well, it's like you have a template. Use my template, add this address, and then you fill in, I mean, I'm not
I don't know for sure.
From a standpoint of using this, that's about.
Oh, yeah, no doubt that's coming. Right now, I don't know if it would do it accurately. It would try. I know it would try, but
If you tweak one as a template and then just say back the address at the closing date here, expecting 5 days, it would fill everything out. You would obviously have to check it, but
right. Ideally, yeah.
agency forms, lead-based paint, everything would be like.
Yep.
You can say it on the way home from a listing, but having my box by the time I get home.
Yep.
Pull it out, proof it, sign it, send it.
Not right now, but yes. Yeah. But I know, and Tanner, you might be able to speak to this, but Brian Jackson uses it to fill out is it his CMAs or something? He fills it out for something. It might be in his agreement.
Messing with it to see how accurate it is with like, comms and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really liked how we took the info from the MLS though, like for my mailer.
Yeah.
We took the
That's a great
Logan
idea.
County and Hamilton County May statistics. It gives you like a bunch of numbers and a bunch of stuff. And we took that picture, put it in MLS and typed out, explain this to somebody who's not a realtor, like what these numbers mean and how.
He meant Gemini.
And it did. And I just put it on my monthly newsletter.
He literally just copied and pasted it and was done. Because for you, it might, I mean, some of you might be really good at this, but it's probably challenging for some of you to really know, especially those of you that have been in the business for long enough, to simplify some of these real estate jargon that it's just second nature to you, to a client that maybe this is their first home ever selling or buying. They don't understand any of it. Or just maybe they, like me, I live in an apartment. I wouldn't know the first thing about what all this market share means if I didn't work in a real estate company. So that is great. Please summarize this in a way where someone that has nothing to do with real estate, knows nothing about real estate, can understand this.
Explain what these numbers mean, this picture right here that I just gave you. And like I would read it and I'm like, okay, this all, I think it makes sense. And then I would like
Yeah.
proofread it or whatever. And I took that event, it was like FC Cincinnati Club World Cup, so it'd be at the US Stadium. And I'm like, give me a paragraph on telling people how cool the Club World Cup is and that they should go see it. They gave me a paragraph and I just copied and pasted it, put it right in the letter. I can't, like I couldn't sit there and think of all the stuff it did for breaking down those numbers.
Because you guys are real estate agents. You're not marketers. You should not be spending more than half of your time perfecting your newsletter, perfecting your presentations. Like that's not your thing. You need it, but there's ways, like you guys are like hyper focused on like not all of you, but like hyper focused on the specific content when it's just like copy and paste it, put a pretty color behind it and it's done and everyone loves it. Or if you are really particular about, the formatting of your newsletters and the colors that are used on social media, I am too. So it's like, I'm going to leverage this for the content so I can spend a little more time making my graphic look cute and organized and perfect. But the content, I don't need to think twice about it. Good note. Okay. I love this. So just for the last 15 minutes here, the real power of it is going to be how you talk to it. So we kind of touched on this a little bit ago, but it's not magic. You can't just go do this. You have to literally give it clear instructions. Like, I wouldn't say like it's a child. It's a little bit smarter than a child. Like, you can submit a prompt that's full of spelling errors and grammatical errors, and it's going to read it and understand what you meant. Unless like you really botched it. But 10 out of 10, I jumbled half of what I wrote in today, and it works fine. But that is going to be a specific thing called prompt engineering. Let me see if I have my slides. Okay. So your prompt engineering starts with your prompt first. So simply put, it's the instruction or question that you give AI. So think of it as telling your new intern exactly what you need, but in plain language. Okay? You can speak to it in a higher language if you want, but I'd say let's work up to that with AI because it's going to start like a child that barely has a brain and we're helping fill its brain, right? I wouldn't do that to a child, but okay. So tips for some good prompts. We call these the 3 C's. So one being clear, one being contextual, and one being constrained. So being clear, just to give you an example, that's going to be incredibly specific about what you want. So don't say, write about a house. We want to say, write a listing description for a 3-bed, 2-bath ranch house in Crescent Springs. If we just said get a house, we're going to have to make tons of edits, meaning our time with AI is then going to be longer. We're going to have to say, I don't like that you mentioned that there's a pool when there's not a pool, things like that. Yeah. And less words, precision gets better results. Contextual, so giving it background information. So what's the target audience? So the tone, is this a friendly tone? Is it professional? Is it luxury? Is this for a mortgage lender? They all have specific tones. So it's gonna help you with that. Think about what are the key features to include. So if you don't want AI to miss the beautiful back patio, then make sure you say, be sure to highlight the back patio. It's not your brain, not yet anyway. That's coming, which I will be getting. And then constraint. So tell it what you don't want or set boundaries. So similar to what we kind of said in Tanner's example, we said avoid real estate jargon. Don't make it real estate heavy. We don't want to confuse the average reader to this newsletter. And then again, you could say, keep it under 150 words. Some text for some MLS, some Facebook descriptions, Facebook bios, they have limits to how many words that you can type or letters or characters. So tell it that if that's the case. Tell it what you don't want. Keep it under 150, avoid real estate jargon, give me 3 options. You just want to be so specific about what you want to see or don't want to see with it, right? And then you have iterative prompting. So don't expect perfection on the first try. It's a conversation. You would not scream at your assistant for doing something wrong, right? And also, we heard Xavier mention earlier, we say please, we say thank you, we say love you, we say you're cute, because they'll remember. They're remembering everything. You saw what ChatGPT exported from me. They're remembering, okay? They're gonna know. They will know. I have no doubt about it. Yep. So if you don't like the output on something, refine your prompt. Say make that more formal. Focus more on the outdoor space, or give me another version with a bolder call to action. You don't need to rewrite the whole thing and go, I hate the whole thing. I've done that before though. If I do hate the whole thing, I'm gonna say, hate that whole thing, do something else. And it's gonna go, oh, sorry, and then fix. Perfect. Okay. Some things that I would like for you all to do before session 2 is I want you all, and maybe even post it if you want, tag me in the comments or something, but you can generate 3 ideas for a short video script for your TikTok, Instagram, and or Facebook, highlighting a unique feature of a home, so like a hidden pantry or a smart home system, and see what happens. Okay? And then we have some ethical considerations and best practices to be thinking on here. So crucial point is, as exciting as Gemini, ChatGPT, AI is, we have to use it responsibly and ethically. Now, people are definitely starting to get a little crazy with AI, and it's become anything and everything. That's okay to a degree, but they're not even double checking things anymore, right? They're just sending it. So AI can, I like what my manual says, it says hallucinate and make up information. Like Tony, like your listing that you had put in, it was talking about horses and pools and nothing to do with anything, right? So you have to double check it. If you didn't double check that, yeah, you're in MLS jail or something, something's wrong. But it can just make up things. But you have to think, especially Gemini. Gemini is pulling from every single website that exists on the Google Cloud. You got to get a little specific because that's a lot of information, and it might pull 123 Main Street in Texas does have a pool and a horse in the backyard, so it doesn't think it's wrong. So I get so specific with it. Always double check any facts, figures, claims, especially for you all. Check, it can pull some of that market data by itself, I have no doubt it will, but that's where you want to pull up that graph from the MLS, double check it, make sure it's accurate.
Oh, Rick, so I know, I've seen also, so I know when you do AI generated like pictures or movies, you have to put like a disclaimer that it's AI.
Yep.
Do you have to do that for, text?
So
Like for everybody to vote, we need to put that?
you don't have to do, that's kind of my next put. So if you're using AI to draft client-facing content, consider if you think the disclosure is appropriate or not. I think if you are going, half my emails are AI. I'm not showcasing that on the bottom. You guys don't need to know what emails I'm writing and not writing. But like for, you don't, you'll be, now look really closely, you'll be able to tell. Not all of them, I do have to type some of them. Or I'll have AI do it and I'll edit the whole thing myself. Just to help me be a little quicker, but that's not a quick way to do it. Don't do it that way. But for pictures, yes, you have to. Especially just nowadays, everyone's believing, guys, it's crazy. It's really bad. It's crazy. I think if you're gonna submit or have AI write you a listing description, or no, not a listing description, maybe like that market information, you should fact check it. And I think if you're fact checking it and you know it's right, you don't need to put a thing. But if for some reason you can't find a source for it, then I put this has been made by AI just to cover yourself. But images, no doubt, have to put it every time. A disclaimer. This image was created by AI.
Like if they have at the bottom say, it is AI generated or made with
Yeah.
AI, sometimes some kind of thing, so it's not a real picture.
Along the same lines, how do you know you're not plagiarizing somebody's photos or?
Good question. Yeah.
One more thing, as we go along, it's getting more and more. People are, everybody is so diluted.
Sure.
What's real, what's not. How does AI know what's real, what's not?
That's a complex question. I think that is going to be the fall of all of these companies and corporations adopting AI and firing real people. It doesn't, and it never will. But that's where humans are getting in trouble because now we don't know what's real and what's not. One thing I love about ChatGPT and Gemini, it does link. What's the actual word for that? Like on a science paper, you have to reference your references. On Gemini and ChatGPT, it has the links, the sites, the citing. Yes, it has the sites that it pulled all of that information from. So you can click the link, actually fact check it if you want. But again, it's just that goes in actually into this next thing. It's that human oversight. So AI is a tool to assist you, not replace you. You have to check your stuff. Sure. Because like where'd that come from? AI hallucinates, so it could have come from a cloud of nothing. But I can say I've been using it for 2 years now, and I very rarely run into a situation where it is not giving me accurate information. Well, no, it's just like any information. Like it hasn't given me, it has every now and then false information, but not really. But I'm still checking it, obviously, 2 years later.
Tested it out. We asked Gemini about how he asked about me.
Oh.
And it was interesting because it gave false information. This is why it hallucinates, right? So it's wanting Columbus to tell them to kill her.
Did you get specific about where you live? Without saying that though? So then if you look at the sources on that, it's your Facebook profile more than likely. It is a people finder. It is a LinkedIn. It is kw.com. It is, I mean, it's crazy. It knows some scary things. But you have to check it. You have to check it. And if you have to think AI isn't what knows that about you, that's what you have out. That's your digital footprint.
Yes.
If you don't have a digital footprint, AI can't read you. So don't be scared of AI knowing that. Be scared that that's your digital footprint and out in the world. My digital footprint is insanely bad, and I need to scrub myself from the internet. Well, think about it. I was 8 years old singing on all these live singing karaoke things. I was on it forever. I can't erase any of that now. None of it. Be so careful. I mean, it's a little too late, but yeah.
So what would you advise me? I haven't really gotten.
You don't have scary information out there. And I think for you all as a realtor, you have to have a digital footprint. You're not capitalizing your business if you don't. You have to have public social media profiles. Things you could do is private everything on your personal Facebook. That's where I'm sure it knows you have a cat.
What do you think about my kids? I want to make sure I protect them.
This is getting into a whole other thing, but so all those people finder websites, if you look yourself up at the bottom of every single one, you can request that it is removed. Your information. That has your email, your address, your voting party. I mean, I don't know where they get it from, but you can request all of your information get removed. Just Google your name, click on every single people finder website, scroll down, hit remove.
We should have a class for that.
Yeah, I'll post a little thing about it.
Is Keller Williams using AI to watch us?
Great question. Yes. Yeah. So, but you guys, what I can tell you, hang on, I gotta get off of here.
Yeah, you do.
Bye, guys.
Is my computer listening to me?
I will let you know our next step. I'm leaving.